So, Phil Hambling, thank you very much for joining us on In the Cooler. And we're here to really talk about this song of yours that really goes back a few years, I think, in its historical kind of context. Tell us all about it and yourself.
Yes, well, this song, Pittville Park, was a magical place for me when I was a young kid. And it was in 1962. I was 7 years old, and I was playing on the swings in the slide with my friends. And all of a sudden, someone came over and said, "Somebody's drowning! Somebody's drowning in the lake." So we all ran into the boating lake, to the boating part of the lake, and I witnessed something that, quite frankly, I'll never forget. And it's in my head. And this lady was cradling her son, shouting to the heavens, "Save my child!" And the boy had climbed across the bridge, fell in, and he was obviously dead in her arms. But and it's something I'll never forget.
No, those kind of images are not likely to leave you, are they?
No, and that's the purpley red, which is in the song, is that was the color of his face, and that I'll never forget. You see, that color. Yeah. But 10 years later, in '72, I went back to Pittville Park, and they were dredging the lake. They were actually dredging it, and they were cleaning it up. And then stocking it with fish as well, and that's when that's the other part of the song where they're stocking it with fish for the fishermen to keep, and so you can go fishing now, But it was a sad tale to start with, and it was at front page of the Echo,
Yes. So that's the story behind the song. So have you been? Tell us about your songwriting career and what you do musically.
Yeah, well, I'm in a band called Moon 2, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Cheltenham. And I've been writing songs since 75, and the songs I first wrote were for a band called the Rotivators, which we got a record deal in 1980 with Voyage International Records, and 4 of my songs were on the album. We were making an album, so we had a single out called Meet, and
is that that's MEET as in meet up? Or meat?
No, MEAT.
As on your plate, yes, got it.
It was a vegetarian song.
Yes, well, of course.
Yeah, it was a vegetarian song.
Yes.
And it was supposed to make you, feel bad about eating too much meat, really.
Right.
The song.
Yes.
But we did this. I didn't write that song, actually. That wasn't my song. But I had 4 songs on the album that we were making.
And what was the album called? Did the album have a name?
Well, no, it didn't, because it never got made in the end.
Oh, right.
Voyage International Records went bust.
Oh, dear. That's not good news, is it?
No, it wasn't good news. We went to London to sign the deal, and it all looked rather good. I must admit, I suppose their offices weren't that high class.
He says so now, knowingly.
Yeah, that's right. But the contract was a thick piece of piece of paper, and there was a lot in the contract. So we signed this deal, and then they went bust anyway. But the single Meet sold 1,000 copies. This single Meet, so that was good news, and we got to number 11 in the alternative charts.
Oh, there you are. Yes.
In sound.
Yes.
And number 1 was Stiff Little Fingers at the time.
Yes.
So we remember Stiff Little Fingers, don't we?
You were in illustrious company then.
Oh, but that's right. That's right. We got signed up. We played in the LSE the London School of Economics.
Yes.
And it was a band showcase. And that's where we got signed up by Voyage International at the LSE there.
There you go. You see, there's local music history just underneath the surface here in the North Cotswolds and Cheltenham. Absolutely. So, so your history writing goes back years. Then you said 1975, didn't you?
Yes, yeah, that's right. It does, and of course, I've written quite a few songs now. And Moon 2, my present band, who we play regularly, the Cotswold Inn in Cheltenham. We play once a month there. We play the songs there that I write.
So the name of the group again, Moon 2, as in Moon.
Yes, Moon, with the number, yeah.
The number, Moon 2. I have you, yes. Okay. Moon 2, yeah. And the other group you mentioned was the Rotivators.
Yeah, the Rotivators. That was the one with the record deal.
Yes, the record deal with Voyage International that never got going.
Yeah, that's right.
But, you did sell us 1,000 meets.
Yeah, we sold 1,000 copies of the vinyl single Meet. Yeah.
I suspect that will be a collector's item now, wouldn't it?
Well, I think they're still selling it on the net. They're still selling it, because we were quite popular abroad as well. In France, Germany, we were selling singles there.
Yes, yes.
One of our biggest fans, the Rotivators, was Paul Henry from Crossroads.
Oh, right, yes.
He played Benny.
Yes, Benny with the hat. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Paul Henry, his name is, and he was one of our biggest fans, Paul.
Well, there you are. There's a book. There is a book here, you know. There is a book. Well, I think
there's something there. yeah, absolutely.
So you've got this current track out, and I presume you have others that you want to lay down, as it were, as the saying.
Yes. We've got a song about plastic, and it's called "Life's Like Elastic," and think about all the plastic, and it's a song about the problem in the world.
With plastic.
Yeah, that's right. And that is available on CD. I've got that on CD. I've also written a song about John Lennon.
Have you? Right.
Which is called The Hero, When the Hero Comes Home. And that was one of my biggest heroes. John Lennon was he? Big hero of mine.
Yes.
And very influenced by John.
Right, okay. So you'd have listened to all of his career songs and the Beatles and
I love the Beatles
with Yoko Ono and
that's right.
Imagine and Woman.
Not so Yoko's voice, you know.
No.
Not sure about Yoko's voice.
No.
You know?
No.
But
I understand where you're coming from. Yes. But he was a big influence. Yeah. I can understand the reason why. So have you always been a Cheltenham boy?
Yes, I have. I was born and bred in Cheltenham. I was born down the Lower High Street, and Gardener's Bakery. My father was foreman in Gardener's Bakery back in the 60s. And I was born in 55 above the shop, Gardener's Bakery shop in Cheltenham.
Now, interestingly, the link with the Beatles and Cheltenham is really quite impressive or important, because it was in Cheltenham that the Beatles did their first headlining act performance.
Right.
They were the top act on the variety shows that used to be in the day, and they were the top of the bill. I researched the other performers who'd been on the bill, and Peter J and the Jaywalkers had been with that particular tour, and I did speak to Peter J on the subject. I think it was November. I'm not sure it was 62 or 63.
Right.
And that was.
Where was the venue? The venue, was it the Blue Moon?
No. I can't think without looking it up. I couldn't say.
Right.
But it was in Cheltenham, and that was quite a big event. And of course, the Rolling Stones can lay their ancestry goes and starts with Cheltenham, doesn't it? With Brian Jones. Yeah. With Brian Jones. Yeah. So there's a very strong musical influence, isn't it? I think Cheltenham ought to lay the claim to being the centre of the musical universe, really.
Yes,
and that's good. Anyway, that's by the by. So there is a lot of interest out there. So you're just performing once a month at this venue. Is it the Blue Moon that you said?
No, we're at the Cotswold Inn. We play there once a month.
Right.
And we've been playing Tuesdays once a month there.
Yes. Yeah. And how many are in the band?
4. There's 4 of us.
So what do you do?
I sing, play guitar, and write most of the stuff. Write most of the songs.
So you're the one they blame. Sorry, praise. Sorry, wrong word. I'm the one they look to for success. Yes, and so you've got what? Drums and 2 other guitars or keyboards?
Yeah, drums. Mickey Clark on the drums, who is a legend in Cheltenham himself. Used to play for Nightfly, and Lee Hunter, who used to play for Strider in Strider. Nick Guppy, who's a very good guitarist, lead guitarist Nick Guppy, and we make a good sound.
A nice noise. Sound. Very good.
Yeah, nice noise.
Very good. And this track that we're talking about, the Pittville, what was the title of this track again?
Latest from Pittville. Yeah.
Yes, that's one of the songs that you could hear if somebody came along and listened to you.
Yes, it would be. I mean, it's a bit more. It's a heavier sort of version that we do live.
Yes.
Because Martin Mitchell played violin on the track that you've heard.
Yes.
Martin Mitchell, who is a sound engineer, a very talented sound engineer in Cheltenham, and he played the violin on that track.
Yeah.
And that was my first album. It was called On Board a Biscuit Tin. The name of the album, On Board a Biscuit Tin. And that actually is a song as well. And, have you heard it? You haven't heard it?
I don't think I have. No, this is going to be... This will be an education.
Yes, yeah. You must hear these songs.
I must.
Yeah.
And then I can make some appropriate comments when I'm introducing it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
You have to now, yeah.
I shall have to now.
Yeah.
When I fit it all in. So we certainly want to try and get this in before the 22nd. Phil, thank you ever so much for telling us about yourself, the band. And what's the band's name again?
Moon 2.
Moon 2. And the venue again is the Cotswold Inn.
The Cotswold Inn, yeah, Portland Street,
Cheltenham.
Yeah, that's right. But we go from sort of month to month with the time and the.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. So what time do you start? Sort of like 8, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
It's 9 till 11.
9 till 11, and then you get thrown out. Yes, I know.
But there are 3. We have 3 acts on.
Yes.
On the night, there's 3 acts.
Right.
So Gordon Wood, who is another local legend, singer-songwriter, he plays, and another act. And then Moon 2 at the end. Yeah.
Moon 2. So, very good. Yeah. Excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Phil. Thank you very much for taking the time to have a chat. And,
thank you very much, Peter. Thank you.
We'll play this, and you never know, we could do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to.
Wellington's up to his chin in the mud and the sludge and the din. Pressure pumps pumping out some heavy chemical down in Pittville. Well, they say there are dead bodies on the bed with their faces a purpley red. Pressure pumps pumping out some heavy chemical down in Pittville. Well, the ladies from Pittville is they're digging it deep and they're stocking it with fish for the fishermen to keep, and they're building a new bridge to replace the old down in Pittville. Well, the ladies from Pittville is they're digging it deep and they're stocking it with fish for the fishermen to keep, and they're building a new bridge to replace the old down in Pittville. Wellington's up to his chin in the mud and the sludge and the din. Pressure pumps pumping out some heavy chemical down in Pittville. Down in Pittville. Down in Pittville.
So you can go to philhambling.co.uk to find out where he and his band Moon 2 are performing. They've had a kind of monthly gig at the Cotswold Inn in Cheltenham, and you can see whereabouts they're at on the website, philhambling.co.uk, and maybe you might even want to book them for an event. Who knows?